Hey, hi, hello, good evening. You may have noticed something a little bit different with the way I'm opening things, and yeah, that's right. It's one of the few little things I was talking about, right? The little thing coming. Got myself a new scene transition, and how's it? Hopefully the sound came through on the other side, because I have it like silenced on here because I didn't want like any double audio or anything like that. But yeah, hopefully that's all working out because it's pretty cool, and I'm so glad that it came out the way it did. Yeah. Hey, hey! Look at you fancying it all up. Yeah, hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see you, as always. And yeah, we're stepping it up a little bit, switching things up. Because I've been using that one transition that came with like that set that I've been using for like the longest time. So I figured I'd get one with like a bit of personal touch. And yeah, I have the fella who made this credited, but I think I'm gonna mispronounce the name, but it's like they're modern chatot, I think. But yeah, they're the ones who made the transition, and you should probably check them out because they do a pretty good job of it. Always a pleasure to see you too. That's good to hear. But yeah, I have been out for a week. I've been kind of taking care of commitments. Admittedly, this one wasn't like a work commitment. This was more of a recreational commitment. But anyways, we're gonna pick back up right where we left off here in Project Cars. Right, last week we finished the Le Mans race, got into year 3, finally got to change car discipline. So now I'm gonna drive a whole bunch of GT3 cars and whatever else they might throw at us. So how do we get in here? Why don't we start this up? Final drive. I like how that's our group name, but clearly this is not going to be the final drive, right? What we got here? Oh, okay. So we're getting into the GT3 event proper. What a way to start. Oh, wow, yeah, practice 1, practice 2. Can I simulate to qualifying perhaps? There we go. Simulate to next session, qualifying 1. There we go. I think we changed days too, apparently, but I could see how that would work out in real life, right? You want to get out there day 1, get the car on the road, see if there's anything wrong with it, and then you do like a day of practice to make sure everything's still in tip-top shape and make any last-minute fixes if you need to, and then you start the qualifiers proper. So, but this is where we're just gonna skip to because I'm gonna take this opportunity to learn the track anyway. It looks like there's a qualifying 2, so yeah, it'll work out. I'm just picturing like a star transition, but in the shape of my avatar. Oh man, that would be quite the transition. Yeah, the spiral one works pretty well. It's like wind effects and everything, and you get that sort of Star Wars style wipe and everything, but got some extra stuff attached to it to make it not look like a Windows Movie Maker kind of thing. So anyways, let's drive. Good luck on that downhill corkscrew. Thanks, I'll probably need it. Again, this is what the qualifiers are for, right? That way I can learn the track layout and maybe figure out how to tackle it. Oh yeah. I missed this. Just driving out here and oh man. Why is the driving line not in the pit lane? That's what I want to know. It was like out in the road, which is great, but you know, I wasn't on the road. Oh well. I'm on the road now, that's what matters. On the road again. It's dead clean. So yeah, the reason why only Wednesday had a stream last week was because I was just about to type that. So again, that brain cell working overtime and in overdrive. Anyways, yeah, the reason why I was out for most of last week was I was having myself a beach getaway with my friends. Wanted to do it on the 4th of July weekend, but some other friends had other things to do elsewhere, so we had to delay it, but probably worked out for the better. As you probably know how holidays are, it's just everyone wants to be at the tourist spots on the holidays and gets crowded, but off holidays, well, it's substantially much calmer, more peaceful, and it was certainly like that for us. Ooh, nice! Catch those rays and work on the tan, eh? Yes, I did. Of course, I made sure to put on the sunblock and make sure, you know, I'm properly cooled off and everything too. But yeah, I mostly spent my time on the beach just like reading up on manga I downloaded onto my tablet beforehand. I'm not like much of an ocean person these days. Like I'll go in if you know, some of the little kids want to go in and they need a supervisor or chaperone, but otherwise I'm perfectly content with just kind of, you know, laying out on a chair and relaxing. Just being there with my thoughts and the sounds of the ocean. It was probably like one of the best trips I've had in a while. I'm not sure what it was that made it better than the others, but I don't know. Something about it was just maximally relaxing and fun. More sensible than some English tourists who use cooking oil, anything to get as brown as fast as possible. What? Really? Cooking oil? This is the first I've heard of that, but damn. Honestly, it's weird. I find it odd that having a tan is like so revered in some circles. I remember reading somewhere that a tan is like the first sign that you're gonna get sunburned and, you know, you're on your way to getting skin cancer, which does not sound appealing to me in the least. I don't know. Yup, it's like, pour it on, burn me. Yeah, it's like exactly what it sounds like. If you stuck an egg or maybe stuck some meat on them, you could probably get some decently cooked food there. Honestly, if they want one so badly, they might as well just like go for the spray stuff. I don't know. Is that safer? I don't know if that's safer. I probably shouldn't say that, because I don't know if that's safer. It certainly looks different, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I lucked out that way because of my skin tone. I don't burn. Ah, that is nice. It's like nature gave me a permatan. That's one way to look at it. And it does work out pretty well, I imagine. And go out there with fewer worries. I don't know. I imagine you'd still want to put on like sunscreen because, yeah, it's like the UV rays are kind of like the big deal, right? It's not just about the heat; it's about the UV kind of getting at you. Stark contrast to my mom. She's as white as a milk bottle. Oh man, so okay, she's gotta like do the proper precautions and everything, right? Just make sure she got the sunblock and maybe cover-ups and, you know, stay out stay inside during the critical hours and all that. Yeah. I feel like that was a thing that adults, when I was a kid, tried to make sure that we remember that, you know, sunscreen isn't like the be-all, end-all for sun protection, right? You can't just slap it on and expect to be 100% protected from the sun, because, you know, depending on how intense things get, it could still be harmful. And one of the pieces of advice was to just, you know, stay out of the sun, stay inside if you can, during like during the periods in which the sun would be like overhead. So, you know, around noon to maybe early afternoon. Don't worry about going anywhere. Just do whatever you need to do indoors. Also, things like, you know, just because it's cloudy, don't think you can't get sunburns, and things like that too. Basically, our advice was just like, don't just rely on the sun as an indicator as to whether you should, you know, put up like, you know, sunscreen measures or not. You'd have the sun hat and the spodge of white sun cream on the nose. I had some friends who did that actually when we go out to the beach. Oh no! I could see why that might be a thing, because the nose protrudes from your face, so I guess the assumption would be that it would be like a lot more exposed to the sun, so you'd want more sunblock on your nose. I don't know, I think it's like a bit of a media convention too. It's like the visual signal to let you know that this person has applied sunscreen.
The race director's given you a warning for cutting the track, so you got to start respecting track limits. Keep it between the white lines.
This is like the double corkscrew that finally managed to do me in. That's okay, I already got a lap time. Thankfully, this isn't a 1 hour race, so I don't think I risk getting all my lap times invalidated. Just the ones here and there. That weather is no fun if you're on a bus. They're like sitting in a greenhouse. Ah! Yeah, just thinking back to the days of grade school. We go on the field trips during, like, you know, late spring, early summer, and yeah. Or like during the summer programs too, I guess, when they'd have us pile into a smaller mass transport vehicle, and yeah, it gets pretty hot pretty fast. Especially when you can imagine, you know, a whole bunch of kids are in there and they're all chatting up a storm. That's a lot of exhalation going on there. I was gonna say hot air, but I realized that might be insulting, and I didn't want to insult him because, you know, conversations can be meaningful. I won't judge him for that. A class of 30 kids all heating the place up, right? And of course you're gonna keep the windows up. You don't want anyone pulling any shenanigans, you know, throwing things out the window or shouting out of the window or anything like that. I don't know. Part of me hopes that bus tech has improved over time and they at least outfit buses with like better air conditioners now or something. Right? Don't have like just the one air conditioner in the front. Or at the very least have fans positioned at places to help with the circulation, if nothing else. I feel like it's a big part of like what makes things feel super stuffy as well. If you don't have that circulation going, the air just gets stale and, you know, things just feels harder to breathe at times and all that. Alright, second qualifying session. The other one kept me at like P24, so I have to assume this is the one where our times will start counting. Ours were always double-deckers, so we'd be lobbing... we'd be there lobbing stuff from the top. Haha, yeah. Kids doing what kids do, right? Hey, we're gonna cause a scene here. And I'm sure if we had something similar, right? If they had open windows or we did like double-decker stuff and kids like were like chucking things out the window, some administrators would have some very choice things to say to us. Probably threaten to rescind our field trip privileges as well. Which is like, all right, maybe we should behave from here on out. Hey there, fellow racer! Hey there, Venom! Good to see ya. How are you doing tonight?
Let's build up the speed and get on it. Good luck.
Even worse if it was one of those open top double-deckers. Oh my god. I hadn't even considered that. But yeah, if this is an open top, there's like no way you'd be able to regulate that. You just have to hope everyone was on their best behavior and that there weren't so many kids who caused trouble that you couldn't stick them all in the first level. Or I guess if it came to that, you'd probably have like just two single decker buses, wouldn't you? Oh man, that would be quite the thing. Great, and you? I am doing fantastic. I had myself a week to kind of recharge myself, and went on a big old beach trip on that weekend, and I'm back. I'm back 1 week later to continue my Cars 2 career, or sorry, Project Cars career. Not sure why I said Cars 2. I think I was gonna say like Project Cars and I don't know, for some reason Cars 2 just came to my mind. Not sure. Best behavior, I was a little hellion. I mean, I know a lot of folks are like that, right? I mean, hey, you had a lot of energy and you probably just needed to spend it somewhere somehow, right? Of course, it's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah. I don't know, there's another time I remember I was supposed to go home to like visit my parents, and for some reason they suggested to me, hey, why don't you like try out this bus service? I hear they got a stop that's like right in the hometown. Alright, it's like super duper cheap and you should try it out. So I was like, alright, sure, I'll go for it once. Alright, and I went for it, and boy howdy was it like miserable. Like it got out, right? It started when I got to where the bus was gonna be. You know, they didn't leave for like a really long time. They got out late, and I guess the route took longer than expected because, you know, I got to my hometown. It was way later than they said it would be. And, you know, that's on top of all the other things we were talking about that buses have. You know, being stuffy and hot and everything. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore, right? I'm just gonna take a train. I'm just gonna take a train home from now on. It may cost more, but you know what? I'm gonna be more comfortable. It's gonna be a bit more efficient. And granted, the train's not perfect either. I do remember another time a train was like super late, and then it didn't get me to my destination until like way later than they said it would be. But I'd say for the most part, I find trains like to be at least more reliable than buses are. But that's just me. I imagine some other folks would think differently. A 24/7 sugar high from sugary pop. Oh man. Kids and soda. It's a potent combination. I remember once someone threw a small tomato out of the school bus, or was it a stick of cheese, Don? Par for the course with kids and buses. Yeah. I think we were also talking about the other week where if a truck passed by, we would do that one motion where it would look like we were pulling on a cord, and just like mime that we want the trucker to honk their horns. Sometimes the trucker would oblige, and sometimes they wouldn't. I can get why they wouldn't, because, you know, you don't want to startle the other drivers on the road, but yeah. It was always fun when you got a response from someone in another vehicle. So easy for me to get super sleepy on public transport if it's super warm and stuff. I find that happens to me a lot. Whenever I'm like in a ride, it doesn't even have to be a train or a bus. It could be like in someone else's car. I'll find myself getting really sleepy and just dozing off. I'll be like for 30 minutes or something, and I'll just like wake back up and go, whoa, whoa. Oh man, what happened? Like 9 times out of 10, we'll be close to the destination, which is... I always find that weird. I always seem to fall asleep like right before we get to the place we want to go. Oh, and we're in ad mode, so I'm gonna have to scroll back up to see all the messages I missed. I guess the one thing about having 2 qualifying sessions is that they're 2 10-minute sessions, so... I gotta admit, this is like... I wonder what the process is. I wonder what the thought process is for having 2 qualifiers. Is it just an excuse to have like 20-minute qualifying session because... you know, the way they programmed it, anything other than 10 causes it to act funky, or is it something else, possibly? Could it be just like considering this is like a very, very sim racer game, could it be just emulating how T3 events in real life work? I assume the latter is probably the more likely thing. Welcome back from Adland, everyone. Always run the risk of waking up with a super stiff neck or a red mark on your face from the seatbelt. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm like one of those people who, if I go to sleep, I usually somehow manage to still stay sitting up. I don't know, I'm not like the type of person to suddenly just like slump over in one direction or another, which is probably for the better, because I imagine, depending on which way you slump, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, most of the time I'll find my head is just like really, really pressed against the back of whatever I'm sitting in. I guess it's just like my subconscious trying very, very hard to make sure I don't just suddenly flop over one way or another. Thanks, subconscious, I suppose. I slumped forwards on the road trip to CFZ in May. Oh man.
Today, mate? That was fantastic driving. You have pole position.
Yeah, that's like one of the times where that feels like it starts getting awkward. Let's see. Forgot to say, at vehicles going on coming directions. Oh, okay, yeah, you were throwing stuff at vehicles that were coming at you. Well, as long as they were just tomatoes, right? Like I feel like, that is annoying, but at the very least, tomatoes will just splatter when they smack into things. Ooh, we're doing a rolling start. Really? Have a start like right before the corner, so we can't just like hit the gas? Is that deliberate? I remember as a kid, our vacation. Oh, as a kid, lots of our vacations were passed in a truck cabin. I can almost say I saw every state except 3, California, Hawaii, and Alaska. So many good memories. Oh, man. We're just, like, on the road a lot, weren't you? That's gotta be interesting. Certainly did get to see a lot of things, though. So I imagine, like, some places were probably a lot more fun to go through than others. Like, if you were going through the Midwest territories, might be a toss-up whether you saw something interesting or not, but if you were in other places, you probably saw some cool things. That reminds me of an old Giant Bomb video I watched where they were talking about like potential future plans, and I remember one of them saying, "Man, I've always wanted to do a series where I just like rented a giant RV and just drove across the USA. Just like make stops along the way and stuff." And unfortunately, those plans never came to fruition.
By
but
10 seconds, keep focused.
I'm always fascinated as to what sort of series, like a RV trip across the USA, that's like for a site that's focused on video games. How would they do that? I imagine it would involve like maybe stopping by whatever companies, right, development companies are where they're going, or maybe just like a cool store or an arcade or locale that they might want to highlight. At least that's how I feel it would go. I don't know. Again, it never really took off from that conceptual stage, but I guess part of me wishes that maybe they were able to follow through with it. Ah, well. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? Sings I've been everywhere, man. Ha! I haven't thought about that song for a long time. It's like a song I hear a lot in commercials, especially related to travel.
Okay, we've got a warning from the race director for cutting the track. Need to respect the track limits, keep it on the island.
That's okay, I got the first lap in, so I think we're okay. A con trip in one of them big RVs would be fun. Yeah. Especially if it's one of those longer trips. That way you can really take advantage of the RV facilities. I guess there would just be something novel about just like going down the road while you're playing video games or cooking or having yourself a nice on-the-go meal or something like that. There we go. Round 1 done.
This race features a mandatory pit stop. Your engineer will notify you once the pits are open. You must make a single pit stop after you receive the pit stop indicator and before the race is over. Failing to stop will lead to disqualification from the race results.
I see, so I actually have to pit. I have to do it at some point, or they're gonna go, nah, you're done. Race 2, alright. Constant shenanigans, oh yeah. You can imagine just having all that stuff available would naturally lend itself to more fun times.
Green, green, green.
Funny, the guy said green, 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 but the subtitle said green flag. Then again, I've come to expect inconsistency with spoken lines and subtitles, so I don't know why I noticed that one. Yeah, wake up and they'll be like, see you on TikTok and YouTube. That's always the fear these days, isn't it? Like the social media, advent of social media, and the way it's kind of just encroached in on the society means like you gotta be extra careful with whatever you're doing, cause you never know when someone out there just might be filming what you're doing and put you online. Or, you know, you might put something up online and someone else just might decide to have some fun with it. Reminds me of one shot of Drew Scanlon, one where he just kind of like shakes his head and blinks, turned into the blinking white guy meme and just reached the greater internet. So everyone literally used his face without even knowing who he is or where it came from. But I guess that's like a lot of memes, right? A lot of people who get famous that way. People just use them and they don't even know who the fella is, but it's just a funny image everyone shared again and again.
Good work, mate. That's a great start to the race. Let's keep pushing.
Okay, hopefully well, they did say they would tell me when the pit stop is open. I'll probably just like do the pit stop first thing, so I can get out of the way. One time we were in Orlando, Florida, being kids. We run around a bit because, you know, kids being kids. My dad having no more hours to drive, say, I know a small park nearby. The park was fucking Disneyland. Oh, man. That's always a fun time. It's always great when people manage to keep you in the dark about a really, really cool surprise, and they just spring it on you. And just be about as coy with it as possible. It's like, oh yeah, I know about this park. Oh yeah, did I say it was like a theme park?
You've got to come in for your mandatory change of tires now.
Alright, thanks for telling me, pit fella. Next, I gotta keep an eye out for where I need to enter for this pit stop. Ah, sweet. It certainly was. There it is. Okay, there's the entrance lane, so we go in this way. I still see... Oh, pit strategy, No, we'll just keep it with what we got. I still see memes using that boy kisser cat. Yeah, some of them have managed to persist for quite a while. They really are timeless. Wow, I like to switch to the first-person view so they don't have to animate a whole pit team. Just put the sound effects in. You can let your imagination do the rest. It's a cool effect, and I can appreciate that they're at least trying to, you know, keep it immersive to a degree. Okay, now I'm wondering, do my opponents have to make a pit stop? Because they're all just like sailing past me. We're on lap 3 now. Probably won't be too hard to, you know, get back up there, but yeah. Only time I went there was so cool. Part of me wishes I went to Disney World back in the day, because I've heard that it's a lot more crowded and a lot a lot worse for in general these days. I don't know. Even though they've added things like Marvel and Star Wars attractions, which I've heard really good things about. Probably something special about Disney World, Disneyland back in the day that maybe the corporate business hands got its claws in a bit deeper and things have changed around it. I'm jealous you got to see my boy Goofy. And I'm sure it was like a lot of fun just seeing all the mascots and the what do you call them? Cast members walking around, getting all their autographs and everything.
You're leading by 5 seconds. Good gas, good job.
Oh, now that I think about it, I did go to like a part of Disney World way back in the day, but it was just Animal Kingdom. Right, because we went through Animal Kingdom, and then I think we got like super duper exhausted because it took us the whole day to get through it, and we didn't really go back. Even though I think my mom wanted to at least see Epcot, we really didn't visit there. I think my younger siblings actually got to go to Disney World another time after that because it was part of like a trip. It was like an extracurricular trip that happened after I graduated, so I didn't get to go on it, which is like, that's just how things go, right? Ah, well. Best was being able to find our vehicle in the parking lot. Kind of hard to lose a semi-truck with a 53-foot long trailer. Oh yeah, for sure. I always called that the big golf ball as a kid. It did kind of look like a golf ball. I feel like I was probably the same way. I think it is like a little bit amusing how Epcot was kind of touted as, this is going to be where we put in all the cool stuff that you might see in the future, and of course, you know, over time, they had to update pretty constantly as to what would be the tech of the future, as, you know, the future came and went, and certain tech would be adopted and others wouldn't. It's like, yeah. If I did go back to Disney World one day, and that's a big if, I would probably want to check out the Star Wars attraction, Galaxy's Edge. Because I've heard people say some like really good things about it, even though it is a big old money trap, and if you really want to get like, you know, a prime experience, you're gonna have to shell out some extra cash for some of the attractions, but I think it would be fun just running through, walking through an area that's kind of like, you know, part of the Star Wars universe. Also, part of me wants to go because I want to try out the blue milk they have there, right? I heard it's like really different from the blue milk that they have at retail, because, you know, the retail blue milk is like thick and vanilla flavored, while apparently Galaxy's Edge blue milk is like much more on the fruity side, and also devoid of lactose. So, you know, even if you're lactose intolerant, you could enjoy it, which sounds fascinating to me. But there's like that, and making your own lightsaber, and I don't know, that one other area where you could potentially find stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That might be a fun experience to check out once. Alright, let's continue. Here we go. Round one is finished. Managed to make it out okay. Let's see. Wow. Charlton Day. I think what they did was like, they sent the message the first time. They got themselves an error, thought, oh wait, that must not have sent. Here, let me send it again. And then they sent it again. And that's why I got 2 messages saying the same thing. But hey, you know what? Appreciate the sentiment all the same. Great qualification. It certainly was. I'd be interested in seeing some of the abandoned Disney stuff that was left to rot. Like the old animatronics and all that. Good luck with that. If there's one thing Disney doesn't mess around, it's security. Yeah, security and, protecting all their franchises and properties. They will send their lawyers after you. I've heard from urban exploring vids you need proper stealth skills. Oh man, yeah, I can imagine.
Go, go, go!
Wow. This auto drive kinda sucks. But yeah, I would find that interesting. It's like they just like leaving them somewhere. Maybe someday they might get repurposed for something else, but otherwise they're just gonna sit in a warehouse till someone else finds them. Or they decide, hey, maybe we should just go ahead and destroy them, cause not like we're gonna use them anymore, right? Not in this dilapidated state. Assassin's Creed the hell out of it. I imagine that goes for like any abandoned facility you want to explore. Any abandoned theme parks and stuff I'm fascinated by. Oh yeah. Anytime I come across an article that's like, yeah, check out this abandoned building that we went through, I can't help but at least take a glance at it. Because it is fascinating, right? It almost feels like something out of a post-apocalypse work. Alright, this is like a building that's fallen into disrepair because, hey, who needs to maintain it anymore? But, like, you get to see a glimpse of what things used to be like, right? Especially if it's like something from a different decade. So, you'll go to like maybe a mall that has been closed down since like the 90s or something. You get to see all of that 90s decor and styling out in all its glory. It's like a bit huge time capsule, right? So like a glimpse into the past of things that once was. There's something unsettling about a theme park that's just empty. Nature has reclaimed the land. Oh yeah. Just an eerie feeling to it, right? It's like normally a place that would be lively and loud and maybe full of lights, sounds of activity everywhere, but you just like remove all of that, right? Remove all the motion too and the people. You're just kind of left with a place that once was. Now it's like it's a ghost park, ghost town. And then there's also the fear of just, like any errant creatures or, God forbid, other people you might run into there too. And you don't know what their intentions are. And not to mention you're like in the place where no one's gonna walk, so hey, who's gonna come out and rescue you if it turns out you are in danger? I guess there's a bit of a throw in that too. Or, heaven forbid, you happen to get hurt. Well, you're gonna have to find your way out. Or... yeah, things are gonna get worse. With Disney, it's not a question of will I lose the case, it's when you will lose the case. They are ruthless. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing when you got like a ton of money You can just play a game of attrition. Eventually, the other party will have to give up. It's a bummer, right? They shouldn't be allowed to do that, right? You got like an actual leg to stand on, and that should be that. You should be able to, you know, get the settlement you deserve, but something late stage capitalism, and all that. Like that park in Chernobyl with the rides and Ferris wheel, etc. Yeah. Liminal space is the term that you are searching for. Liminal space. I've seen that go around a lot, but I have to admit I have not bothered to look that up. Is that just like the concept of taking a place that's like normally familiar with the common person and just like making something really, really creepy out of it? Or is it just like, you know, you're like in a really confined area? Confined area that would normally be familiar, but things are just like getting weird. I was watching someone play a game called Exit 8, and I think liminal space was a phrase that was tossed around a lot during that stream. So that would probably fit into that mold where, you know, you're in an underground subway passage, and you know, normally it's just a thing you do, but in that game it just has like weird things happening, and you know, what is familiar now has become very unfamiliar and very limiting because subway tunnels also a limited space, so you don't have much ways to evade the weird stuff happening. Yeah, I just googled it. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, abandoned places, parks, buildings, even towns. Sometimes it's a fascinating look. Right, at a time that once was, and maybe dreams of things that might have been if things had played out differently. Hospitals and asylums, creepy as all heck. Yeah, there is that too. Like even a hospital that is active tends to also just be eerie at times. I don't know. I guess it's just like whenever you're in an unfamiliar place, or at least a place you don't normally go to, right? Like most of the time, if you're at a hospital, it's because you need to be there. And, you know, normally you don't go to a hospital unless you work there. So when you do have to be there, you kind of just have to be there with your own thoughts, and maybe the occasional person who comes in to check in on you. I knew someone who had to go to the hospital recently, and they had to stay there for a few days, and they were certainly telling me about how when, like, once visitation hours ended, it's when, like, you know, the longest hours began, because you're just kind of in the dark. You just have to be in bed because, you know, depending on the condition you're in, you really can't leave it. But yeah, you're just there in a small room with not much to do except maybe whatever you can do with whatever mobility you got on you. It's just, just alone with your thoughts. That certainly could drive people insane. It's like my kingdom for a tablet or phone, right? Or at least one that I can reasonably use for a small period of time. Or at the very least, some books or magazines. If only, right? Well, I would hope that the hospital would keep some on hand. Very least go, hey, yeah, we got some books on hand or some magazines on hand. Is there anything in particular you would want to read about? Well, I feel like these days I would probably go for the tablet option. Tablet's smaller to hold in the hand, and yeah, you can quickly switch works, right? You can switch to another book once you're done with the other one, or you get bored and you want to switch things up. I guess the only problem would be the battery power, obviously, and maybe brightness too, depending on the time of day. And I guess touch controls might get finicky as well. You, like, touch the tablet intending to do something, but the tablet interprets it as something else, and suddenly the whole thing just goes wild. You know, I almost got a job at a hospital once, right? Because they had a position open for an IT person at a hospital, but I gotta admit, I turned it down. I actually turned it down because, I don't know, I just felt like I would be pretty creeped out working in a hospital, especially with, like, the hours they wanted me to work. I'm like, I don't know. It was very much a me thing, right? Like, whoever picks up the position, I hope they're able to handle that well, but I know I would. Ugh. Oh, hey, we're in another ad mode, so... Oh. And the qualifying, so... I think this is... Yeah, it just says qualifying, so we're gonna go to the race next. Donington Park GP race. In it to win it. It's kind of funny. I thought I would have a lot more trouble with this car considering how I started, but I think I got the hang of things pretty quickly. Yeah, and I feel like with most of these cars, the key to success is to not use the brake and accelerate pedals at the same time. I feel like if you try to use both, then that's when your car starts swerving out of control. Unfortunately, this isn't Burnout. I can't just, like, tap the brake to enter drift state and just start drifting around all these curves. As rad as that would be. Still want some sort of Burnout remastered. My kingdom for another Burnout other than Paradise Remastered. Or even an HD. Just give us an HD collection. I'll be satisfied with that. Welcome back from ad break, everyone. I hope you got served up some decent ones. Oh wait, is it raining? I can't quite tell. I feel like I'm seeing like very slight rain effects here. And oh god, I was paying so much attention to like the possibility of rain effects that I forgot to pay attention to the road. All right, where was I at? I can't believe I actually did not lose that many positions, and oh wait, there we go, I think it's getting rainier. And we're back with snacks and coffee, yeah, that's the way to do it. Get up, get yourself some refreshments, relieve yourself if you need to, stretch if you need to, and get back in here. And oh my god, I'm really blowing it now. Curse you, rain. That's okay, I still got like 1.5 laps. I can bounce back from this, I think. Oh god. Actually, can I just restart? I'm gonna restart. See, this is why keeping your eyes on the road is important. Don't get distracted. Even if you still think you're looking at the road, make sure you're actually looking at the road. There was one thing we did do a lot during the beach trip, other than, you know, getting out to the beach and having fun in the sun there. We played a lot of a board game called Wingspan. I'm not sure if I brought this up already, but Wingspan is like a board game that's all about birds, right? You play birds onto various fields, and they'll do things for you, like lay eggs or gather more birds, or, you know, hunt for prey or things like that. And like most games of that sort, the goal is to have the most victory points at the end of 4 rounds of play. But it's a lot of fun because there's like a ton of different birds, and they all do different things, and you know, it's just fun, like seeing what they all look like and the little trivia blurb they have about them too. And the other stats they have about him too, like obviously their wingspan. And I think like the biggest thing I enjoy about it is like how there's minimal interference, minimal potential for interference. Like there's like definitely ways you could disrupt someone potentially, but you can't really like, you know, deliberately gun after them and try to mess them up. Because interactions with other players are limited, so you're kind of free to build out your engine as you wish. It's a lot of fun like that, and I think the game has like 2 to 3 expansions now too, right? They have Europe, they have Oceania, and I don't remember if they have an Asian expansion and if it's out or not, but yeah, game's got a lot of support. Yeah, we played a lot of that over the weekend, and I don't know. It was a good chill time. I think that's what we were all looking for, so that's why we just came back to it again and again. It's like unlike the other board games we would normally play, that has a bit more of a competitive edge to it. This one is it's still competitive, but you know, it's not quite as cutthroat as some of the other ones. Not heard of that one before. There's also a video game adaptation which I actually went back to. I bought it like, or I think I got it in a Humble Bundle or something like that, but it was a while ago. I went back to it and like played a few games on the video game version of it. It's like, yeah. Video game has a pretty good presentation, right? It's not just like board game but digital. They managed to spin something out of it, and that's pretty neat. Did you break out the barbecue? Oh yeah, did we ever? Oh man. We had at least 2 sessions of barbecuing. The first time we just like put ribs, right? We had like ribs on the rack, and wings as well. We got them grilled and everything. Right, and one of my friends was Filipino, so we actually got like a, you know, the Filipino version of some cuisine, and that was delectable. And then the other time we did burgers and hot dogs, right? But that's a staple, right? If you're gonna do a grilling session, you gotta have that. It's good for like a quick lunch. You get the patties and the hot dogs. You know, put them on the grill. You let them cook there for a while, and then boom, break out the buns and maybe some condiments and some veggies, and have yourself a good time. Good lord, how do they do it? I am barely able to stay straight after getting back on the road, and these guys are just like, zoom, zoom, we're just gonna get on through without much trouble. Alright. We try that again. Didn't I do something like this already? I feel like we did an event like this in year 2, and I remember having like the most trouble with this event too. There's just like, surprise, motherfucker, rain, lap 3. Hope you like having 0 handling. Yep, it's always chicken legs, burgers, hot dogs, right? The old classics. Yep, you were in the Ford Escort RS 1600. Okay, so this isn't deja vu. I feel like I've been in this place before. I forget how the rest of the lyrics go. But yeah, other than the barbecue, we also had seafood. As you know, we're doing a beach trip. We're by the ocean. We gotta get that seafood. So we had crab legs and mussels. Those were tasty as always, but unfortunately, we forgot to get like the specialized crab shell cracking tools. Thankfully, the crab shells weren't too hard to crack, but definitely took a lot more than it would have had we like had a proper crab cracker. Prawns and stuff, unfortunately, no, we did not. We did not have any prawns. Mussels were also good though. My one friend always likes to bring out like a little dish with melted butter for everyone to just like dip the mussels and crab into. That was fun as well. I mean, you are spinning the hell out of your tires on grass, therefore you have no traction at all. Well, yeah. I mean, yes, that is very much true. But I'm also talking about, like, when I get back on the road. Right, I feel like I'm trying to get a grip on the road again, but unfortunately, I keep trying to accelerate, and then the car is just like, yeah, but what if I swerved, right? What if I decided to not go straight? Which, like, I'm pretty sure the physics would track on there, but I don't know, it still throws me for a loop. I feel like if I take it extra easy, everyone else is just gonna pull ahead of me. Oh well. I'll try to be extra careful during this lap. And if I end up just like completely tanking it, so be it. I'll try not to spend like an hour getting through this race like I did with the other one. Yeah, it's probably like moments like those where if this were like lap 3 road state, I'd probably be sailing into a wall. See, I felt it. I felt like I was like turning a bit too hard, a bit too long there, and I ended up paying for it. Okay. Alright, I managed to recover that time, so unfortunately I don't have any more room for error, so the next spin out is really going to cost me. So of course the goal there would be to just not spin out. Easy. Jesus Christ. See, I'm just trying to be like extra careful, you know, just not like going at it too hard, and I just end up swerving anyway. Feather that throttle. All right. Yeah, that is probably something I should try. I mean, that's like how the anti-lock brake system works, right? It's like you hit the brake pedal, and then the brake doesn't just like come down all at once. It just like repeatedly comes down in intervals. That's my car when I turn the traction control off. it's like even times like these where, you know, I'm doing what I can, but unfortunately everyone else is just better at this. Whatever, I'll just take the L for this. I'm gonna take the 16th place. Honestly, things weren't gonna get better even if I retried 5 times or 10 times. Like trying to drive a bucking bronco. That's what it feels like. So like everything just changes when the rain appears, and all sense of handling just feels like it goes out the window. You need to slowly go faster. You have absolutely no traction control in that car. I mean, yeah, I could probably do that, but I feel like the speed that the game would deem like acceptable would be so much slower than what everyone else is capable of. Or maybe it's just like the case of I really can't put my foot on the pedal for like more than a millisecond at a time, because if I do that, then that's when, you know, things just go out of control. Oh my god, I'm getting fucking lapped. I'm gonna get lapped, man. I'm just gonna take the 16th place. The choke of the century. What happened to them? They were doing so well in the first 2 laps, and then suddenly the rain comes, and they're driving like they were a southerner who's seen snow for the first time. Just you wait, I'll come back. I'm gonna come back for my revenge. Cannot wait to see what everyone says about this. Whoa, what the heck happened? You really... Oh my god. So goddamn disappointed they didn't even email me. They're like... We'll just let them stew in that for a bit. Maybe this is just a blip, and hopefully they'll right the ship next GT5. Lost the battle, but you'll win the war. That's the spirit. That's how I should approach it. All right, we're gonna do the Euro Championship. Gonna simulate to qualifying. We're just gonna enter. Seems like 7 is a good spot. You know, barring anything wild like uber oil rain, I usually make it out okay in these events. Yeah, friends. I have like several friends who are really, really good cooks, and I was just blessed with lots of good food that weekend. Like even breakfast was a treat. I think the first morning we had at our beach house, they prepared like poached eggs on top of crab cakes, and on top of an English muffin, and then they covered all of that with hollandaise sauce, and I'm like, oh my god. It's almost like I'm at a resort, right? This is like the kind of thing they would serve for breakfast at a resort. Call it something like, I don't know, Sunny Crab Delight or whatever, but... An Eggs Benny, yeah, you know it. Good old Eggs Benedict with the hollandaise sauce and everything, and yeah. It was fantastic. Alright, you cut into that egg and you see the yolk just like run out of it and onto the cake and onto the muffin, and you're like, yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic meal, and it was. And the best part is we had like a crab cake left over, so we even helped ourselves to like even more crab cake. So that was like pretty fun. It was actually kind of funny because I think two of my friends were originally going to split it in half, but then I thought about it for another second, and then I asked, hey, do you think you could like split that into 3 instead? And they said, of course! So I got to enjoy myself some crab cake. Extra crab cake. Yeah, I'll pass, thanks. Not a fan. That's okay. There's plenty of food out there. There's a ton of food out there. Bound to be stuff that you enjoy. Anyways, for the second morning, they prepared French toast, and yeah, it's like, you know, pretty standard French toast. But they also had like syrup and strawberries on top, so it was like fresh in a whole lot of ways. And boy, howdy, was that good. I don't know, something about like fruits and breakfast items just go super well together. Not the crab cakes, but the poached eggs. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. There are plenty of ways to cook eggs, and I'm sure everyone's got their preference for it. There's no wrong way to eat an egg. Well, unless it's raw, then in that case, yes, that probably is a wrong way to eat an egg. Buttermilk pancakes with blueberries and strawberries and some syrup. Yeah, that would be like my ideal pancake breakfast. Maybe put some bananas on top of that too. And some whipped cream as well. At that point, it stops being breakfast and starts being dessert, but still. And then for the third morning, well, we were preparing to leave then, so we didn't have anything too substantial. It was just like bagels and cream cheese. It was the usual assortment of bagels. They had everything bagels. They had blueberry bagels, cinnamon raisin bagels. And they did have different types of cream cheese, right? It was like regular cream cheese, and then they had the strawberry cream cheese as well. So I helped myself to like a blueberry bagel with strawberry cream cheese. That's like usually my go-to order for a bagel. It's like either that or cinnamon raisin. I don't know. I like cinnamon raisin stuff. If you gave me like cinnamon raisin bread, I would happily eat that up. But yeah, that's me. Bring on the frosted flakes with hot milk. Hot cereal. Gotta admit, I have not tried like hot cereal personally. Seems like the kind of thing I would eat if it was like late at night and I couldn't sleep and I just needed something to kind of, you know, warm my stomach. See if I could try to go to sleep on that. Stop, you're making me hungry. Food talk. Food talk is a pretty good topic to have, right? Because everyone's got something to say about food. Hopefully it doesn't like, devolve into arguments about food, but just like more about sharing. Hey, what's your favorite food, and how do you prepare this food, and what kinds of recipes do you like to make with these ingredients? I like those kinds of talks. Plus a variety with us all in different places and stuff. Yeah, there's that too, right? Everyone's got their regional delicacies. Regional delicacies and like heritage delicacies that we can all share. Like, boy howdy, I can tell you a lot about like pho and egg rolls and banh mi and various other Vietnamese dishes out there. Tried hot milk, but hot cereal feels like having cereal with other liquid than milk just feels weird. I wonder if that's just like a familiarity thing. Right, you're just like familiar with having cereal with cold milk all the time, that just having with something else feels off. Sometimes it can feel off, but I don't know, I feel like hot milk at least is still milk to an extent, so differences shouldn't be too much. It's a nice winter warmer. Ah, yeah, of course. I can imagine. Something to help keep you warm on the inside. Because sometimes soup just might be a bit too rich, so might as well just have like something that's a bit easier to eat. I had it a lot as a kid before school. Chocolate does the same thing without going against nature. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good cup of hot chocolate. Right? The perfect thing to have after you're out in the cold for a long period of time. Pour the milk into the mug, and you let that, you stick that in the microwave, or at least that's how I did it, right? You let that milk cook in the microwave, and then after that you put the chocolate in, and then enjoy. Like, even if it's like the powdered chocolate, that tends to be alright. I like making hot chocolate with like chocolate syrup every now and then too, though. Just hits different, you know? Sundays were always full English breakfast day. I think it was like that with us too, although maybe not English breakfast, but it was always like a full hot breakfast. At least my parents would try to prepare something more substantial. Right? It would be something like eggs and some sort of meat. Could be bacon, could be ham, could be sausages, could be something else. And then like some sort of grain as well. So it'd be like a piece of toast or a croissant or maybe even potatoes. So that was always like the 3-course meal we had for breakfast. Meat, eggs, and grains of some sort. I'd be there with my bacon, sausage, mushrooms, black pudding, fried bread, and some ketchup for dunking it. Ah, yeah. That sounds like a very full breakfast right there. You'll certainly be full after eating all that, I imagine. I do remember that there was a buffet. And there was a buffet like sort of close to where I lived. I would occasionally go to with my family. Yeah, they had a breakfast buffet, and it was always a fun time because I always watch my cousins and maybe my siblings just go back for round 2 and just there with my first plate filled with eggs and meat and maybe a donut and going, I think that was enough for me. I think my sister would her round 2 would usually be a fruit plate, but everyone else would usually go for more breakfast items because, well, everyone has different levels of hunger, right? Some people need to eat more to be satiated and all that, so. But they also had an ice cream machine, which I think people remember a lot. Just some of my cousins would go for ice cream for fun after having all their breakfast because, hey, it was there and it was active, so why not? And stealing my mom's coffee to wash it down. That was the other thing about the breakfast buffet. All my cousins would always go, yeah, just get us a coffee, right? Coffee or orange juice. I'm the only person in the room who would actually order a glass of milk. Actually a proper glass of milk and actually enjoy it. I mean, I get it, right? Some people are lactose intolerant, so they wouldn't be able to enjoy milk, so that's understandable, but I don't know. But someone else there surely could have been a milk enjoyer. I don't know. Oh, another ad break, so enjoy the ads. And I think I need to look at the Nightbot timers. It does feel like it's double posting of those chat messages. I'm glad at least it's still doing something, even though I haven't touched it for several months now. At a certain point, I'll come back into it and see if I can figure out the timings of those messages so that there's less of an overlap. That would be nice. To find map. Apologize for that horribly out of tune attempt at singing. And welcome back from Adland. You were in a hotel in Canada that was like that. Got your fill of breakfast foods. Actually, I saw a tweet on Twitter today where someone was complaining about why are hotel breakfasts so early? Right, because the whole point for most people, at least, or I shouldn't say most, but some people who go to a hotel, they're usually on a break. So, last thing they want to do is get up early, so the fact that they have to get up early for breakfast does seem a bit contrary to how you would expect things to work. And that's the kind of thing where I would probably agree on. Where it's yeah, run that breakfast a little longer, maybe. Though I guess I can understand why hotels might do breakfast super early, is because they need to clean things up and prepare for lunch, I imagine, or prepare for the stream of people that'll be coming in and out. So they have to take all the breakfast trays out and everything to make room for pedestrian traffic and all that. But still, it's very inconvenient for folks who just want to sleep in. Sometimes in winter, I'll get some porridge from my regular coffee shop. Ah, that's nice that your coffee shop can do that. That's why a lot of our places do an all-day breakfast. Ah, yes, gotta love the all-day breakfast. Denny's, am I right? That's all I have to say about that. Hey, Azure, great win out there. It was well-deserved. You know, now I'm glad that no one had anything to say during that catastrophic loss. Don't have to muck up that inbox with "Are you okay?" messages. It's so you can fuck off so they can clean the room for the other clients. Oh yeah, I guess there's that too. Hotels, they got those big rooms that they rent out for the companies for whatever events they're doing, and they only have breakfast in there for so long. And again, they probably have to prep for lunch. Mind you, you can get some real nice meals and beds and breakfasts. Ah, I bet you could. Bet you could. I've never stayed in a bed and breakfast before, but if I ever go somewhere and that's like an option, I might try that if the place has good reviews, right? For reference, I worked like 2 years in the hotel industry. Ah, okay. So you know these things. Alright. It makes sense. Yeah. Money. It's all about the money. And well, you gotta have as many out. You have to have your room available for as many hours as you can to get as much moolah as you can out of that. Well, I'm glad this qualifier is taking place in the rain, so I can super get accustomed to driving in the rain on this track. Five-star with a spa and a jacuzzi. Ooh. That sounds delectable. I don't think I've ever stayed in a place that was quite as extravagant as that, but yeah, the rooms are still pretty good quality and everything, and I feel like it's like a lot more commonplace these days where hotel rooms will have that one fridge that I always like to dub the trap fridge because they'll have it pre-stocked with items, and you're not. The whole thing about it is, I think, from what I've been told, is like you take some food out there and then the hotel will later charge you for it. So they're there to tempt you after a long trip and everything, but you always have to stand strong and make sure you bring your own food so that you're not tempted to grab that candy bar from the fridge and add to your hotel bill. I like my creature comforts. Yeah, you know what? That's understandable. You're staying in a place for a while. We want to have something that can accommodate you as much as possible. Order the films. I guess there was that too. Could really inadvertently rack up your bill that way. Just go, oh man, hey, here's a movie here that I could probably watch. What if I just did that? And then you end up, that could send you down a rabbit hole if you're not careful, and your hotel bill just like goes up that way. I remember back in the day, I think this was like when I was a kid, certain hotels we would stay at, the TVs would have N64 controllers attached to them. And what you could do is like go to a certain channel where you could like quote unquote rent games to play for like a little while. You know, you pay for to be able to play it for a little bit, and then you come back from that. But yeah, it was a fun time. Qualifier only put me at 16th. I revved a bit too long, and that's what happened. I feel like if I don't rev, though, I end up just, like, eating 15ths and 16ths all over the place. It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, I tell you. Okay, maybe the long straightaways I can afford to lay on the gas, but I'm like slowly starting up. That's probably when the feathering thing becomes super duper important. Or, you know, turning and accelerating, I gotta be mega extra careful. It's okay, I still got like a few more laps to kind of get the hang of this. If you're paying good money, then you want something better than what you've come from. Oh yeah, and that's the whole reason you go onto a vacation, right? You want yourself like a temporary, more premium experience, or at least something different than what you usually encounter. Always made me wonder what living by a beach must be like. Like, for someone like me, the beach is like the absolute premium luxury experience, but I imagine someone who lives at a beach, it's just like, yeah, it's this familiar territory. I don't know. What's new? Those hotels are an excuse to just load up your bags with free stuff, right? Just take all the bottles and the filters and the little sample packets of coffee and everything. I think someone said that. You're actually meant to take them, or at the very least hotels have come to expect it. So yeah, just go ahead and take them to your heart's content. I mean, you used them anyway. Might as well use them more. The hotels definitely don't want them back, that's for sure. Dressing gowns, towels, etc. Okay. That usually depends. I feel like, at the very least in hotels in the US, if you took something like that from the room and they found out, they probably just add a charge to your bill for that. Sometimes they do have good quality stuff on there, though. Personally, for me, I have enough towels at home, and I do have myself my own dressing gown that I use at home too. It's a cute animal themed dressing gown as well. So I don't know why I would want to take a hotels. Yeah, I know for some people it's not about the item itself. It's just about knowing you were able to do it. Same, I love my hooded dressing gown, right? Hoods are nice. They also managed to keep the water from like dripping off your hair and all over the floor and everything, which is a bonus. A souvenir. Yeah, there's that too, but I feel like there's probably other souvenirs you can get, whether it be photos or like other paid items. Got it from a game shop. Ooh. I always find those kinds of items fun. Like the items that you would use in everyday, like dressing gowns and plates, utensils, cups. Just have them like, game themed or hobby themed. It's like a more subtle way of showing what the stuff that you're a fan of. I always like that. Pokemon shot glasses? Oh man. I remember a really, really long time ago that they were selling jelly. They were selling jelly, right? It was some jelly brand that was selling like their jelly in special Pokemon themed jars, and I remember a lot of people going nuts for them. But it was like also because you could just use the jars as just like drinking glasses afterwards, so that's what like a lot of people used them for, and that was pretty fun. I think I was talking with someone and they actually said that they did just that. They're still using the glasses to this day, and that's always fun. Yeah, back in the day when they built them to last. Nah, kidding, not kidding. Those limited edition items are great to still have. If nothing else, you can say you have them. Man, I wish I lived in a place where I could properly display them. The space I'm in currently really doesn't have enough room to show off the things I want to show off. One of these days I'll find myself a proper place where I can set things up, and I'll know I'll be here for a while, so I can just set everything all up and have it there for everyone to enjoy seeing. See, now it's not raining, so I can go whole hog on this one. Just watch. It's only this lap where I'll be able to enjoy being able to speed up like this. If this follows a trajectory the other race did, this degree of traction is slowly going to erode per lap. Azure needs a man cave. I mean, I'm the only one living in my apartment currently, so I guess you could say where I'm living is a man cave. The whole place is my man cave. It's a place I have tailored specifically for me. I don't have to worry about anyone else. Don't have to accommodate for anyone else or have to worry that anyone else will judge me for it, because it's the way I want it to be. Yeah. Here we go, lap 2. Any moment now, we're gonna see the heavens open up. It's gonna get all tricky out here. In fact, I think it's already starting. I think I already see like little hints of rain. The Blue Sanctuary. Actually, is there a place that starts with B? It could be like Blue Bunker. Or Blue Building, or Blue Bookstore. Stretching. Okay, lap 3. This is where the rain really opens up and things are gonna get really, really tricky. In fact, I think I already see hints of rain. Watch, just like halfway through this, it's gonna get all wet and it's gonna be all tricky again. I call mine the Fox Cave. That's a very fitting name for your den. Yeah, it's nice to have that sort of comfort space, right? The space that you can always return to, you know, where everything is and how everything works, and it's just very, very familiar to you. It's your home. Place where you can go back to when the day is done or you just need to retreat for one reason or another. Only problem is that with a lot of stuff on display, they're dust magnets. Yeah, there is that. If I display them, I do have to maintain them, because I certainly don't want them losing their luster over time. And also, what the heck? You really telling me that they forced us to go through the entire qualifying period through the rain, and then the race day itself, no rain? What is this nonsense? Oh well, at least I'm solidly on top again. 50 points, baby. Only person who's close to me is 15 points behind. That's it, 2 in a row. Great work out there. Oh, hey, it's this message again. Is this all you got to say, Charlton? This is like the 3rd time you said that. Imagine Charlton's just got like a button or some sort of like keyboard macro on his computer. It's like, Azure's done with their race. Let's see. They got first. All right. Let's press Control GG. Boom. Done. Good job. Message sent. All right. What's next on the itinerary? Well, we're back into the Road TC Euro Championship. Round 3 of 3. So whatever happens here happens here. Control C, Control V. Yeah, that too. But yeah, surely they won't notice, right? It's been a whole week. Also, it's just me, does that track layout look a lot like an airplane? I don't know why, but that resembles an airplane to me. Oh, it's raining here too, but I am driving the— oh my god, did I just drive through that guy? Holy crap. Quick, shut everything down. We gotta get that guy to the hospital real quick. See, I feel like that would be like grounds for immediate termination. Right? Just like smack into a person when I could have, you know, stopped or, you know, done anything to get around them. It was like, yes, we have immediately terminated Azure from the race. Race through the rain. Car is different this time, so hopefully I'll have like a better handle of things. Your fault, you should have moved. If only I could get through life just saying that. It's like, excuse me, coming through, make way for the monarch, make way for the ruler, make way for the regent. Nah, it's fine. He's a ghost. Does freak out the new driver every time, but makes it everyone who knows laughs. I see. It's a little newbie thing they got going there. Yeah, check it out. It's gonna be so funny. They're gonna drive through me, and they're gonna freak out. Well, they know I'm already dead. Well, I'm glad then that the Project Cars universe has no discriminations against ghosts, right? They can get jobs just like living humans can. Living beings, I should say. Man, the difference between this car and the other car is like night and day. I can go like a little bit more ham in this one and still be okay, whereas the other one, it's like, yes, you must be super duper extra careful on, because it's very, very easy to spin out, lose control. Everybody sing. But I gave up work when I retired. Oh man. But if the bigwigs have their way, they'll have you working even in the afterlife. It's actually kind of funny. My friends and I were talking about some stuff last weekend, and one of them did say, oh man, they need to make the Matrix already so I can escape into it. And then one of my other friends said, yeah, the thing is, we're not going to be the ones in it. We're going to be the ones maintaining it. I think that's kind of like the key thing. And granted, the context would be different, because like the human bodies in Matrix were being used as like a power supply, whereas like the Matrix, I'm assuming in real life, would be just like more of a general VR escape mechanism kind of thing. The other one was a propulsion, this one is traction. You can hardly lose control of a traction. Ah! I see, okay. Fascinating. This is why I like having you folks in chat. You get to learn stuff. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're never too old to learn new things. Aw, jeez. Look at that, 360. Late 360, shove it, the boneless. Just back in it. I totally planned that. That's one of the things you realize when you get older. Even if you've like left the general field of education, you left school, you left college, or whatever, you're never gonna stop learning. Like no matter what you might focus in, whatever your career focuses on or whatever you might decide to do. There's always going to be something new you have to learn. Whether it be maybe you never discovered it before, or it's just like new tech that's just come to light and you just have to learn it now. You're always going to be learning. It's just a mark of strength. Someone who is willing to keep on learning even long after education. Okay, this is new. It was raining to start, then it stopped raining for a bit, and now it's raining again. This weather just be rolling. It's like the clouds can't make up their mind. Do they want to rain, or do they want to not rain? Can't quite decide. Summer rains, you can never predict them, right? You even get that, like, particular kind of rain where it's still sunny out, and it's still raining, and you're just, like, looking up going, why? Why, weather? Why are you like this? I guess where I am, I come to expect, like, just absolutely cloudy skies when it's raining, right? Not a hint of sky to be had, or even sun. It's just, you know, clouds as far as the eye can see in every direction. But, you know, occasionally that will not be the case, and that always throws me. Also, we're in ad mode again. Looking up and seeing, yes, these ad modes do happen every half hour as they should, but I don't know, something about it feels like always surprises me. It's like, oh man, look up again, it's like, oh wow, that much more time has passed. Kind of crazy. You know, time flies when you're having fun and all that, right? And those rare occasions when you get a sun shower bring on the rainbow. Probably the best part. If it's like, if the clouds clear up after the rain, you get to see the rainbow. It's just like a nice coda to everything that went on beforehand. Right, because you get to be outside again. Joy! And the sky is there to welcome you back. It's nice. You also get moments like the double rainbow. Someone just like freaks out about it. It's like, oh wow, what could this all mean? Good times. British summer. Don't I know it? A week of sun and back to rain, our summer in a nutshell. Oof. Guess it's a case of you get used to it. All good till it gets humid and the thunder rolls in, making it feel even hotter. Ah, man. I think something similar happened when I was in Vietnam, like a really long time ago. Or the default weather there during summer is just like mega humid, so you're just like absolutely sweating even before you step outside, but you'll get those occasions where it rains and, you know, you mix that in with the humidity and and of course the aftermath of it too, where it gets even more humid after the fact. I guess the one good thing about having a rain is that, you know, things get cooler for like a brief period of time. You're not worrying about you know, the air being stuffy, but you know it's just gonna go right back to the way it was afterwards, so just gotta get ready for that. And yeah, the thunder is also, yeah, thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. I feel like it's like more common around these parts, at least for me, or maybe where I am, where you'll get like these really, really loud cracks, like the ones that are so loud that it actually makes your windows rumble like a little bit. That one's like, oh, whoa, okay. Nature is like just really, really angry. Makes me all the more glad that I'm not in a job where I have to occasionally go out in a lightning storm. I don't know if anyone does that. I feel like if a lightning storm does roll around, everyone would have every reason to just go inside and, you know, stay as safe as they can. So yeah, I've definitely read stories about people who get struck by lightning and they... Hey, look at that. Championship trophy. I'll take those. I remember as a kid, my mom would go into a hissy fit when it thundered, panicking about unplugging everything. Oh, yeah, back in the days before we had surge strips. You didn't want all those devices to become shorted because you would have to buy new ones, and that would cost money. I think my parents also had like a superstition where you didn't want to shower during a lightning storm either. And I guess in the off chance that the water traveled through the pipes and shocked you while you were having water, you know, raining down on you, I guess. Never quite connected everything together, but that's me. Alright. Keep on forgetting I can just use the shoulder buttons to go back to the career calendar. Alright. GT5 round 4-4. We're in a pretty good position, but you know, we still want to be careful. Still in a position where if we mess up big time, we could very much lose that first place, but hey, as long as we get like first place, then we should be good, right? Maybe even second place, maybe even third. That's as far as I would test things, though. I've been on the golf course before when it started thundering and lightning. Oh man.
Go, go, go!
That must have been harrowing. Just like the rush to find yourself some cover. Or no, don't find cover, I forgot, right? You don't want to be under, if you're like, you know, in a big open field, get away from like the tallest point on that field because that's where lightning will be attracted. Yeah, just like your pit guy said, go, 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 right?
Go, go, go!
I think what I meant to say was, seek shelter, right? Seek yourself a proper shelter. Somewhere where you can, you know, insulate yourself from the rain and the lightning. Like, inside a building. Or, you know, if not a building, then, under a non-conductive canopy, but, again, make sure you're not in the tallest spot. Mach 3 to the clubhouse for some booze to warm up, yeah. Maybe take a little time to dry yourself off too if you need to. There was one time where I was walking home and I unfortunately was caught in a heavy rainstorm. Once I finally got back to my place, I had to take all my wet clothes off and then stick them on the radiator to get them dry. And I just put on like a dry pair of pajamas for the rest of the night. That sure was a fun time. It's like, yeah, just walking home in absolutely soaked socks. That is not a fate I would wish on anyone. Nothing like lounging around in PJs, right? Lounging around in some loose, comfy clothes. Just gets you into the mood where it's like, yes, I will kick back. This is kick back and relax time now. Don't have to worry about my obligation to the world, just worry about my obligations to myself. Now. Hopefully it won't start raining during the race. Kinda sorta worried that the fact that the qualifying session seems to be all dry means they'll try to pull a fast one on us. That time invalidated. Whatever. Well, I see I'm still P16, so maybe I should be worried about that. Probably gonna get like 2 or 3 opportunities to set a lap time, so should at least go for 1 good lap, right? The finish line and gauge when I start need to get serious. Alright, pretty soon, so this is where I need to be careful so I can set myself a proper lap time. I just need 1. Hopefully the 1 will be fast enough to put me on P1 so I don't have to worry about fighting my way to the front. Hey, slow down a bit so I can get ahead of you. Thanks. You know, one thing I'm glad for is that, at the very least, the AI drivers in Project Cars will make an attempt to avoid you. Right? They're not, like, exceedingly devoted to their one race line where, you know, you try to work your race line too and they will plow through you regardless. They will actually try to get out of your way if you're in their path or they're in your path. I guess playing so many other games where that is very decidedly not the case makes the moments where I see like cars, seems like the cars at least actively try to get out of your way, makes them more prominent. Never block a femboy, it won't end well. Yeah, don't block us unless we want to. That's the long and short of it. Oh, okay. It's all that driving, I'm still only at P2. Well, you know what? It's still better than... I'll still be ahead of like 14 of the racers. I shouldn't be complaining. Yeah, there's still time to see if I can get ahead of the first place time here. Amazon Prime Day is like going on right now too, but I think I only looked at it for a brief moment. I feel like I really shouldn't be tempted to buy anything because the Steam sale happened like a few weeks ago, and I picked up a lot of games during that sale, like probably a lot more than a normal person would. So I've pretty much just like kept it out of sight, out of mind as much as I can, because it's the thing I gotta do to make sure I don't just like fall down another rabbit hole of purchases. I had to admit, I was almost tempted to get myself a refurbished Xbox Series X. Because it was a pretty decent discount for a console, and I was like, you know, should I? But I think for the most part, I actually don't. Like, apart from the Switch and I guess the Steam Deck, I really don't play on consoles all that much anymore. Like, the most I'll do is just like, start up the Xbox, go to the rewards app, and like, you know, redeem the console-specific points there. But other than that, I really don't play much on consoles. Most of the time, I play games on PC now. Especially with the Xbox Game Pass, you can play like a bunch of their games on PC. There are like a handful of console exclusives, but there are not so many that I would justify getting the console over, so I just passed up on it. Who knows, maybe give it like a little longer, and maybe it'll get like an even bigger discount and I can get it then. I think it normally sells for like around $4.50, and the discount was like maybe 20%, which, you know, that's definitely a lot, still a lot of money, nothing to sneeze at, but, you know, the end total is still enough that you do have to, like, pause and consider, and I paused and I considered, and I was like, yeah, okay, maybe yeah, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I picked up that Dystopica? Super chill game. I forget what that game is about. Super chill. Is it like a survival crafting, or maybe one of those life sims that are a bit more in vogue? That sounds like it. A cyberpunk city builder. Okay. Yeah, that does sound like a chill time. City building, but with a cyberpunk theme, I'm sure. Without the water pipes and management. So you don't have to worry about the details of it. You get to just build out that city, that cool city that you've had in mind. Same, I've not used a console since the 360. Yeah, I think the last consoles I got were like, again, the Switch, Xbox One, and the PS4, so, yeah. I'm not that far behind, but although I did get a PS5, I have to admit, I have not used it all that much. I mainly got it so that I could get, like, the PS Plus collection before it expired, and even then, I kind of missed out on Persona 5, which is fine, because it's, you know, base Persona 5, not Royal, so whatevs. I've maybe done, like, the occasional console redemption, too, because I know occasionally PS Plus will run, like, 50 legacy pack tickets for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, for example. So I would, like, sign into the on the PlayStation console so I could get those redeemed. And I go right back to PC and then redeem all those tickets. So, there you go. Consoles being put to good use. And then I have to admit, before they announced it for PC, I would have gotten, like, a Returnal and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. But, well, they came to PC, and yeah, the rest is history. Even God of War, I thought God of War would have stayed on consoles, but nope, that's on PC as well. That and Horizon Zero Dawn. And even Uncharted. A substantial number of their games have made it to PC. I wish it wasn't just like the current stuff. I don't know. Like, part of me wishes they would port like something like, say, Ratchet and Clank HD and you know, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. But I have to assume they're only porting the big stuff to the PC because they see all the dollar signs and, like, yeah, who's gonna pick up Nathan Drake collection this far out? Certainly not enough for them to justify making a PC port, I guess, as great as that would be. Something capitalism again, right? And you can upload your pics to use for neon signs. Ah! That level of customization I can really appreciate when they let you just, like, import your own files and have some fun with that. I think there was, like, a CRPG that let you, import your own picture files to use as portraits for the characters you create. That was pretty cool. I'm like, why bother with the console when I can do so much more on PC games, especially when mods are concerned? I know, right? And also, most of the time, free online. But yeah, mods and online, and, you know, all the social networking integration that's, like, a bit more feasible on PC. You know, it just doesn't feel like as closed off of the system and as restricted of a space. And that's always a plus. It is surprising, like, what games you see, like, get a PC port, like... I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be able to play, like, say, you know, the Castlevania Game Boy Advance games, or Daemon X Machina, to have another example. Like, goddamn, that game was like a Switch exclusive for a while. Oh, and Octopath Traveler. Who would have thought, right? I thought that would have been one game that would have stayed on Switch forever, but nah. Not only did they put that on PC, they also put it on, like, other consoles. So I think it's on PlayStation, but I definitely know it's on Xbox. Or Etrian Odyssey. That was a DS exclusive series for a while. And now you can play the first 3 games on PC. Granted, it's like, you know, the classic 3 and not remade versions or anything like that, but still, you can play Etrian Odyssey on the PC, and that's wild. And they made some new stuff for it too. It's not like they just, you know, up-resed everything and called it a day. They added some more portraits for you to use, potentially. Plus, a lot of the time I have other programs open at the same time. Yeah, there's that too. It's like the best place to go if you want to do the whole, you know, play a game on the side while you listen to a podcast or watching a stream or something like that. Or, you know, have background music playing while you're playing the game. Or heck, if you want to stream, right? If you want to do streaming, PC's probably a good place for it. I know consoles have kind of taken steps to facilitate just streaming like straight from the console, but still, a lot more you can do on a PC. There we go, with GT5 UK trophy. Oh my. Eat it, everyone. Even with that cursed race, I still made it out on top. New mail, you say, but I don't see anything new here. Full body motion if you're using VR chat. Oh yeah, yeah, there's that too. I've definitely seen some people do like those sort of VR chat streams, and that's always a treat to go to. The Brands Hatch Showdown. Oh, this is a special event too. All right, we're gonna jump to qualifying here. Yeah, it's always fun just like watching them look at their disembodied chat screen and reacting to that, and then moving around as well while they're trying to reposition themselves and the camera and the chat window so that they can show everything off to the viewers.
Go, go, go!
Go, go, go! I guess the one other thing that I saw maybe being talked about a little bit during Prime Day was that you could get that Suicide Squad game for free if you had like Amazon Prime. Found it pretty amusing because I know everyone had a very, very negative reaction to that game. I even saw some people say, even for free, I'm not gonna play this, which I guess I can kind of understand. Still feel a little bummed that's like what Rocksteady was working on, just like a live service third-person shooter. You know, considering their whole considering their portfolio beforehand was the Arkham series, which is a very different beast and very different mood and you know, monetization model and everything. Not to mention they kind of messed up the Arkhamverse, right? I remember people were excited at the prospects of having, like, say, a Superman game or Wonder Woman game being set in that universe, but unfortunately, like, the next game in that series is the one where you end up killing everyone in the Justice League, and that kind of blows. I don't know. It's like you never got to see the heroes at their full hero-ness. It's a little unfortunate. Granted, you know, could be like far in the future they declare that game non-canon or something, but still. This is gonna be a weird point in history for that series. Oh, speaking of Xboxes, I did see that they announced that there was like a special Deadpool edition. I always kind of enjoyed seeing those custom consoles, even if I know I have like a... I don't even have like a snowball's chance in hell of getting one. Mostly because like a lack of interest, but still. This one I found was extra amusing because of the controller. It was very interesting. Like the back of it had like Deadpool's butt. It was very amusing. They even said the controller was designed by Deadpool himself, and that felt like a very Deadpool thing to do, I guess. Definitely up there in terms of audacious things you've seen on the peripheral, that's for sure. You're making me want a modern remake of Marvel superheroes from PS1. I love that game so much. Oh man. If they gave that game like a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style of treatment, cel-shaded models and just like a super slick, super snappy 2.5D presentation, yeah, I could see that. I could see that working. Or maybe it doesn't have to be a remake. It could just be like a continuation along that line, right? Just a Capcom-style 2.5D fighter, but with Marvel characters, and I feel like I could knock it out the park with that. Oh, also we're in ad mode again, so... This race, am I right? And for one-off, it seems like it'll be a decent time, and oh boy. Really good thing this is a qualifier, so I don't have to worry about, you know, if I mess up, because I already locked in a pretty good time, so barring someone else getting an even better time, I think I'm in an okay standing here. Welcome back from the ad break, everyone. Hope you had an enjoyable time. Custom consoles. I really wanted one of those custom Forza Horizon 5 ones they showcased on the very first live stream they did. The one with my fave mural, that line that's in Playa Azul. I did like those. I did like all the stuff they had, Forza Horizon 5 stuff they had, for just how colorful it was. Very vibrant, which I guess fits everything, but honestly, I liked it enough that I actually got like the Xbox One controller that had the Forza Horizon 5 theming on it, because it's like the kind of controller you don't see too often, because you know, rarely do they do like bright colored stuff. It tends to be like, you know, more mundane patterns or darker colors, which I guess, I don't know. I'm sure there's a big crowd for that, which is why they do that, but it's nice when they switch things up and have a variety of things you can get. With the bonus 32 Ford, I forgot how you pronounce it. It's like Coupe? Forza Edition came with that controller. Yeah, right? And the emote, too. The one where they're, like, swinging around the confetti tube and popping it. I used that as, like, my default victory pose for a while, and then they came out with other ones, and I used those instead. Speaking of Forza Horizon 5, what are your thoughts of the new season that's about to roll around? I saw they were hinting at like coffee shops and new clothing items, and I'm kind of excited to see what they'll do with that. Like, it's probably not going to be anything like extremely substantial, but still. Like, is it going to be clothing items with just like coffee motif, or were they gonna have like, you know, like really, really chic-looking clothing items. Not quite sure where to go with. Also imagine the coffee shops are probably going to be handled in a way similar to the way they did like the stages for the other seasons, where they'll have like, you know, a coffee shop just appear temporarily in a spot, and you can go visit there and have your fun with it, and then you know, next week rolls around and then it disappears, and then once the season is done, then that's it. Coffee shops are done. But it'll be a fun time while it lasts, I imagine. Hate that update. Cars are just awful. I hate that the car pack has 2 cars I really want. I kind of felt that way with the Universal Cars pack. I was like, oh boy, movie cars. I really want them, even if 3 of them are just the Back to the Future cars. I watched the live stream like, oh, here we go again, a huge facepaw. Oh no. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. What it's all. I guess in a few hours. Let's say that, in about 12 hours. They'll roll over to the new season and we'll get to check out all the coffee shop goodness. Whatever that entails. You know, I have like a pretty decent place near me that has like pretty decent coffee. I've actually like gotten a little bit more into it. Not so much that I'm gonna go out every day and grab a drink from them, but enough so that maybe I'll go out like once a week. Right, like maybe go there every Friday or so. Like a little treat for myself, right? A little pat on the back for making it through the week. Yeah, coffee can be pretty decent if you prepare it in certain ways. The coffee badges are super cute, though. Well, I look forward to getting those then. In other words, you're not gonna do a me and be there every chance you get. Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to just like rack up the bills, right? But you know, the coffee's like, you know, fairly affordable, definitely cheaper than at say Starbucks, but still gonna set you back a bit. So, you know, you don't want to go there like I don't want to go there every day, because you know, that's money I could put towards other things like buying a video game or just saving it. I don't know. But hey, if it makes you happy, then that's what really matters in the end, right? If you enjoy it and you can afford it, then may as well. Go treat yourself, queen, or king, or regent, you know. Sovereign. I should cut down because it's like 1,500 pounds a year. Well, you put it in that perspective, yeah. You just gotta like take at look at the super big picture and just imagine, what else could I do with that money? And you're like, anyway, just like scaled back. Well, that's why being able to budget is important. Which is, that's what you do when you look at, okay, how much does this cost me per year? Because it's like not the kind of thing you pay attention to, like the day-to-day swing of things. Because, you know, it's like, oh yeah, whatever, $5-6. What's it to me? I make way more than that, you know, per week. I can afford something like that. But you know, you pull back, you look at the bigger scheme of things, like, you know, per month, per year, and you're going, oh boy, it all adds up. That's the thing. It all adds up. Might be a piece here and a piece there, but it becomes a big thing if you do it a lot. Yeah, thankfully it's like something that you could probably mitigate, right? Just like visit the shop less often, maybe prepare something else, get yourself a coffee maker, for example, a bag of ground coffee, make your own coffee at home. That's some of my transit fund right there. You don't really notice when you pay contactless. Yeah, that's the other thing. When you make it like super effortless to just like get thing, it's really, really easy to not even pay attention to it. You're just like, oh man, I want it now, and it's really, really easy to get it, so I'll just get it. It's like the trap of the gotcha, right? It's how they get you. They're like, oh man, I need some more pool currency. Well, I guess I could just like go to the store, tap here or tap there, boom, suddenly I got like a whole bunch more pools. All right, let's get the characters I want. Yeah, let's go. You know, you do that again and again and again, so that next thing you know, you get that phone call, and it's like, hello, this is the credit card company. We've noticed you got like, we noticed a bunch of charges on your account, and we just wanted to make sure everything's on the up and up. Yeah. At that point, you realize, oh, okay, maybe we'll step back for a bit and really think this over now. Or even worse is when you get the in-game notice. You get the in-game notice is like, wow, you pulled like 500 times already. Are you sure you want to pull some more? At that point, it's like even the game itself, it's like, yo, you've been at this a lot already. Again, pull back. Fancy that, swipe cards lots of times, yeah. Don't worry, it's retail therapy. I had a bad day, I need this. Oh, I've had like all of those thoughts. Let's just say I kind of got into gacha games when I was like in a bit of a more challenging situation as well, right? Or felt like things were just spiraling out of control, and it's like, yeah, I get it, right? Gacha games, you really don't have any control over what you're pulling for, but it felt like the thing I could most control, right? All I have to do is just keep getting more stuff, and eventually the universe will repay me in kind and get me the things I want. Which is, totally not how it works, but that's what went through my mind. But yeah, for some other people, maybe it's not gacha games. Maybe they just go out on a big old shopping spree. Again, the retail therapy and the whole idea that you deserve something after having to put up with the world, you know? Like a shopping spree, or just going out at the most expensive restaurant, or just going on a trip, spur of the moment. Something like that, right? Just like that, I am the champion. Done that before. It's like, I have 80 pounds. Do I get a commission, or do I pay for petrol in my car? Yeah, you know what? I could probably afford to eat ramen for the next week or so, right? Ooh, a 3-point trophy. This is a driver of our team. The event starts on April 1st. Alright, so we're gonna be driving on April Fool's Day. Oh, that's gonna be fun. But first, we gotta get through March. Ooh, Lotus Class of 86 Masters Cup. Ooh, vintage formula. This should be interesting. Commissions though. That's its own rabbit hole. I think I spent like, I actually got like quite a few commissions on Skeb this month. They were pretty cheap commissions though, right? They were like on the very, very affordable range, so I guess that like falls back into the other trap. Oh yeah, like, it's super cheap. I'll get like this one and 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 this one, and it goes back to it all adding up, right?
Go, go, go!
Ah, well, I look forward to them nonetheless. I actually got like a ton of commissioned art. Like once I start, like once I debut proper, it's gonna be a lot of art I can use for my schedules. It's gonna be a great time. Trust me, it's gonna be baller. I'm gonna love it all. It's hard not to hit that commission form button, right? Especially when they got an art style that just like really, really speaks out to you. It's like, oh man, if I could get my character drawn like that, it's gonna be so freaking adorable. You're just like, nah, I gotta get it, right? Because you never know when you might get that chance again. Yeah. They say money doesn't buy happiness, but I feel like money could solve a lot of things that are issues that like a lot of people face, right? Like sure, maybe it won't make you happy, but it can start you on the path to being happy. Because you really can't be happy if you're barely in control of your situation, right? Feels like those people just need like a lot more money to gain control of their situation and not feel like they're just working to barely stay out of homelessness and all that, you know? I got lucky lately. My usual artist is closed for comms. Woo! One time where it's like a sigh of relief, because it's like, alright, that's some money I get to save for later. Money plus comms equals oodles of happiness, right? That's what it boils down to. I should keep that money, but those LED headlights are at a nice price. I really should save my money. Just do it, coward. Yeah, you get that fight with yourself. It's like, oh boy, can I really take this? Can I spend this money during this period and still be okay? Can I weather the storm that will ensue? Should I pay for this thing that I really, really want? Yeah, 120 pounds for a full body commission soon adds up. Oh yeah, especially at that price. More if there's more than one character. Absolutely. It's like why most of my commissions are solo for now. That and I don't think I'd like, become proper friends with like any other YouTuber. I feel like if that comes to pass, it'll definitely be a challenge to not get that duo or group art or things like that. Well, I gotta admit, I also have in mind like other characters, right? Other OCs that my tuber would be associated with, and it's just like, I got the concept in my head, and I just like have to try everything I can to not get art commissioned of them, to see that sort of idea realized in a more physical form. The art for my Sona lore and stuff, right? Kind of like the part of it. Just need to have them in all those cool poses and everything. And, doing the things you want them to do. another can of worms once I get part of my second Sona up and running. Ah, that's where you get the the extra cost for having an extra character in your commissions. Yeah, I can see where that would come from. I feel like that's a thing that might happen to me too, especially if I like really kind of get my other characters kind of fleshed out. Please let this be a better lap. All right, 8th. I can work with that. It'd be nice to have first, but 8th is still a little bit in the front half. As long as they're not dinging me with invalid lap times, I feel like I'm gonna need every lap to get as good of a time as possible. Look down at your big statement and it's like breaks down uncontrollably. That's why when I feel like if I get to a point where I'm about to buy something like really expensive and then I just get that sort of feeling in my gut, I'll usually just like head over to my credit card website and just make sure that the bill hasn't hit a limit yet, or hasn't gotten like exceedingly high yet. Because there are times where I'll check that bill at the moment and go, all right, I've already spent a lot this month, maybe I'll hold back on this for now. And then there are other times where I will check it and then I will see, oh, you know what, I actually haven't spent that much. Maybe I can afford this. I guess it's another good thing to keep up on, right? Keep tabs on your bank account, your credit card account, whatever you use to spend your money. Just make sure you don't spiral out of control. Can't let yourself go, especially with regards to money, because like not having enough of that usually leads to severe consequences. Yeah, I always double check. That's a good habit to fall into. I want to keep on checking that. Because hey, it's not too hard to log into your bank site and make sure everything's on the up and up, or at least get a hold of your current situation, get a read on your current situation. Make sure you're not about to do something reckless. If I get really short, I can sell some of my vintage auto memorabilia. I should probably do that too. I've got like a bunch of items on me that I really am not using. I guess the problem with that would come, I would have to set up like an eBay account, and then I have to go through the whole rigmarole of getting boxes and then packing things up, and then I have to spend money on packing supplies, make sure everything's all nice and secure. I just have to hope, the people who paid for this stuff aren't going to try to pull a fast one on me. Either try to claim that the item came broken, or they try to do a chargeback. It's like all of that sorts of extra paperwork I have to go through that kind of makes me hesitant to proper try to sell some of my stuff. you know, even if I didn't go through eBay, even if I went through another site, there would be the whole, you know, messaging back and forth to see, okay, do you maybe want to meet up somewhere to do a handoff and making sure I'm absolutely safe like that? Or, you know, getting the address that way or getting the payment that way and making sure everything's on the up and up. And it's like, a lot of stuff I have to focus on. I don't know if I'm up to do that. Alright. Well, that went better than I thought it would. Against all odds, I managed to qualify P1, so provided I don't majorly screw up in this race, it should be okay. Yeah, don't want to end up with a Craigslist situation. Oh god. I remember Craigslist. Is that site still up? I'd be very surprised if it was, considering all the horror stories I've heard from it. You know, not just like bad customer kindness horror story, but like legit horrible stories. I feel at the very least, there are probably like certain sections that might not exist anymore for good reason. And I don't know, I imagine most people would probably use something like, say, Facebook Marketplace or like eBay, again, because eBay's still up. I guess that's like one of the things that surprises me. eBay, still up, still running, still, like, I feel like it's largely unchanged from when it started. It might be a bit more bureaucratic, but it feels like one of the few companies that hasn't been like completely like ground into the dust or something. Might be just me though. I have to admit I don't use eBay that much personally. At least I haven't since I went nuts trying to get all the Animal Crossing illegal cards, but yeah. For the most part, my experience on eBay is, well, buying from eBay, I should say. My experience with buying from eBay is, like, fine. I would say it's exceptional, but I haven't had major problems. Which I guess it's funny that I am worried about, like, major problems, but I guess I've heard enough stories about other people using eBay that I am wary about using eBay. It's probably mostly a me thing, but still. Same, I've never used it. Yeah. Most of my stuff has come from auto jumbles and car boot sales. Something different about like an in-person market that's just like a lot. It can be fun because, you know, it's like you're not the objective, right? Unlike say going to say eBay, you're not out looking for a specific thing. Or maybe you are, but you're not really like expecting it. But there's also the unexpected discoveries. You might see something and you're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, maybe I'll get this as well. It's like the thrill of discovery, which I think makes the in-person markets fun too. That's like why some people like yard sales, I imagine. Right, you see someone just like selling their stuff in the yard, you just go over, see what they're offering up. Maybe what they're offering might surprise you. Yeah, you can also have a haggle over price and stuff. Although most of the part, if they do have like a price tag, I'll usually respect that. I'm not gonna try to hardline a deal or anything. I don't know. Like, I know for some people they just want the thing gone, but imagine they also have an expectation as to what their price tag might be. And as long as it's reasonable, I'll pay for it. I don't know. Like, my family used to do yard sales back in the day, and I remember my parents would try to sell off their old mattresses, but they would price them at something like $80, and I remember thinking, like, years later, like, $80 is a lot to ask for a freaking used mattress, man. Like, most of the time when people go to a yard sale, they're expecting, like, you know, very, very cheap prices. Probably would come as to no surprise. Probably come as a surprise to no one. And you know, no one bought the mattress at $80. And of course, they wouldn't price it down because that's what we want for it, and that's how much we're gonna get for it, come rain or shine. If it's a high ticket price, I'll haggle, but if it's super cheap, I won't bother. I guess there is that too. It's like $50, maybe you can see if you can try to knock like 5 of it off or something. Maybe the other folks will be willing to play along. As the old saying goes, the worst they can say is no. Right? What they can say is, nah, $50, take it or leave it. And then you can take it or leave it, right? So we're in ad mode again. I think I'll do like one more event with this Supercar US Club Sport. Supercars! That logo reminds me a lot of that one old Sega ad. Like, you remember the one where they had like, welcome to the next level? But it was like in a square and they had like 5 letters per line and it looked really weird. It was like WELCOMETOT. It's like divided up in a way that if you didn't know what the full phrase was, you're just like, wait, what is this supposed to say? Welcome to the... Right? It's like really weird. Like, what is this? Sup, Irk, Rs? Huh? What is that? I never heard of a Sup, Irk, Rs before. Alright, let's get in here. Go to qualifying and race. Yeah, welcome back from Adland. Like I said during the break, this will probably be the last one I do. Do one more qualifier, one more race for tonight. So without further ado, let's get in that supercar. Little taste of things to come.
Go, go, go!
Like, if it's a vintage petrol pump, I'll try and get at least some money off. Yeah, I can imagine those would go for a lot, and... yeah, I guess, like, the more expensive an item is, I guess the more reasonable someone would have to expect, like, the person to try to come in and negotiate something cheaper. Of course, you know, they have every right to know. The listed price is the listed price, and that either you pay that or you can go elsewhere. I think that's like the thing with my parents. I think they held firm on like every price, even if it was something reasonably cheap. They wouldn't go for any more. You know, hey, stand your ground, absolutely, but still. I honestly don't remember how much they actually sold during the yard sales, but I do remember they always brought the mattress back inside, so not like that ever went anywhere. For the ones with the glass globes on, you're looking at least 3,000 pounds. Holy cow. Yeah. I guess you could probably absolutely. Negotiate. Try to see if you can knock like a few off of that. Stuff like mattresses you'd expect to see in the free section of the newspaper, right? Especially since they've been used. I can't stress that enough. They're used. Who in their right mind would pay $80 for a used mattress? Like, how much do mattresses go for normally? Like, they can't be that much more expensive. I guess these days you have to look at it from the other perspective too. Like, why is this other person letting go of their mattress? Could there possibly be something with it? Could it possibly be, like, infested? Possibly? Like, a mattress is like, not a thing I would just, like, you know, pick up from anywhere. I would absolutely, you know, just get myself a fresh mattress from the store. I don't know. I feel like that's, like, the safest thing to do. You probably won't, you know, spread an infestation to your place that way. At least you're less likely to do so. I don't know. You know, it's about the savings of now versus the savings of later, right? A free mattress is gonna mean nothing if you gotta pay out of the nose to get your room treated, right? I know there's such a pain in the ass to get rid of. There is that too. You really have to kind of go super deep and, yeah. Buy now, itch later, right? It's like why, you know, the cost can't be a be-all, end-all. You can't just go for the cheapest thing every time. You gotta look at all the other factors too, right? Like the quality and the duration and how long it'll last, and if you'll need like any additional equipment or training or people handling it or services or anything like that. We usually hire a skip and dump him in those. Honestly, that's like, feel like it's become common advice now. If you see a mattress or furniture just like out on the curb, it's probably a good reason they're out in the curb. Fridges are rough to get rid of too. Oh my god. You can only imagine. Like, not just how heavy they are and how cumbersome they are to get out of the place, but properly disposing of them too is probably takes some work. So I imagine you gotta, like, you know, clean out the innards and everything, and because of the gases and all that, yeah, you know, the stuff that makes a fridge a fridge. I imagine you gotta, like, do some things to make sure that people can't get themselves trapped inside too. That's absolutely not a fun time. In an ideal world, we would have systems in place to just, like, you know, break down all of the old, dilapidated equipment into reusable material, and then just use that and build into new stuff. But unfortunately, that costs money, and at least in the US, it's all about the bottom line. Want to do things as cheaply as possible. That's all that matters. Above all else, maximize profits, minimize non-profits. Something late-stage capitalism, once again. You have rag and bone men there that take that sort of stuff away from the curb. It depends, right? I think in some places you do have like folks who will occasionally go by and just like pick up everything that's on the curb to just put in disposal, and then you do have like certain services that you can call up to for, you know, the bigger, heavier, more cumbersome items that you can like have them pick up and take them to wherever they take them. Usually it comes with like part and parcel with getting a new appliance so like for example, if you get a new washer, for example, you can pay for extra hands to kind of like disassemble the old one, remove the old one. So that's nice. They were super quick when I replaced my washing machine. I left it out, and half an hour later, they'd taken it away. That is shockingly efficient. It's always nice when the service works exactly the way you want it to, right? You're just like, hey, I need this thing done, and then they get the thing done. And you're like, yes! I can just go about with my day. It's like one of the things I like in like the current building I live, because maintenance is always on top of things, right? I usually, you know, if I have something wrong with my room, I can just like call them up, go, hey, I think something funny's going on with the sink. Could you come up and look at that? And like, within the day, right? Most of the time, it's like within the hour even. They'll be like right at my door, going, yeah. So I heard you need something done with your sink. I'm like, yes. And they'll usually get it done that day too. So it's great. I like it. It's nice when you have reliable services. Makes your day that much easier. Looks like this will be the last lap, too. Last lap for qualifying, I mean. So we'll have to race afterwards. Hey, I'm sitting at pole position. At least I'm going to start from pole position. Thanks to my lap time, so I don't have to worry about swerving out like I did there. If only it was that efficient for me. I have to find a tradesman and all that, and then there's the call-out charge before they do anything. Yeah, that's like one of the things about owning your own place. You don't quite have that sort of ready access to maintenance staff anymore. You actually have to, you know, put out an appointment for a repair person, a plumber, so on and so forth. Yeah, and then you also have like the consultation fees and all of that. You know, a good number of them will usually have like a minimum number of hours they charge for it too. So it can be like a bit embarrassing if you have like a problem you thought it was going to be big, but it turns out it was actually like much smaller and something you could have done yourself, but well, they gotta charge you for like 2 hours time anyway. Yellow Pages Book of Businesses. There's one time, I noticed there was like a smell, like some sort of burnt smell. Every time I used the dishwasher, I had smelled something burnt. I got like super worried because you know, burning smell, it's not like something you want to ignore in terms of appliances. So, you know, I got the maintenance person to come up, and then they found the source of the problem. Turns out there was like a plastic spoon that ended up like dropping onto the heating element, and it was like partially melted through, so that was like what was causing the burning scent. But you know, that was like something I could have found out at any time myself. I didn't need like, you know, a maintenance person coming out there finding it out for me. So there's that. But you know, at least in my case, maintenance isn't like an additional charge. Or at the very least, it's not, you know, I'm not doing it like so much that they're, you know what, I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but still. Those dishwashers can stink the high heaven when you get that gunge and rubber hoses. It's like the other thing about having your own place, right? You gotta do your own maintenance sometimes, right? Especially since, you know, most of the time you're gonna get a house it's because you want to be there long term, so you gotta make sure everything's on the up and up. You know, it's not like when you're going from apartment to apartment, you can kind of, you know, you don't have to worry about maintenance as much. I mean, you still gotta, like, clean and everything, but you don't have to worry about, like, major fixes or anything like that. Because, hey, you're gonna be soon gone for that place anyway, but yeah, if you are living in a place long term, that's something you gotta pay attention to. Not too bad though, because the dishwasher and washing machine, etc. are all in the kitchen. Well, I guess it makes, like, maintenance a bit easier, because it's all in the same room. Oh, I guess there's situations where, you know, you might not be able to get like a repair person or someone else like to your place. Like, for example, if it's like super snowed in out there, or it's like too much snow and there's like no way someone would reasonably able to come to your place in time. It's like, well, I gotta either figure it out myself or just put up with it for a while, good long while there. Will you be there between 7 a.m. on Thursday and 8 p.m. Friday? Oh my god. Yeah, you have to, like, rearrange your schedule too, right? You have to take some time off of work. You just gotta, like, just be ready for them at any time, and for some reason they always seem to come at the most inconvenient times. You'll be, like, in the shower, you hear the knock on the door, and you gotta rush to get yourself dressed so you can get to the door and let them in. Anyways, got first place in round 1. We're doing all right. Doing all right. Let's see what we have next here. Another a historic GT5, classic GTC cars. A little taste of things to come, and of course we got more of the Lotus class and the US Club Sport trophies, and yeah, it looks like that's what's on schedule for this month. Just a lot of Lotus class supercars and GT5 cars. Had that with parcels before, just endlessly waiting in for stuff to arrive. And it gets real bad if they never arrive. You just like click and refresh on the update screen and you see Yeah, a delivery was attempted. When? I was waiting there the whole time and never saw the delivery person come to the door. Or they'll like come up to the door, slap the note on, and then leave before you're even able to open it and go, "Hey, I'm here, you jerk." Man. That was always a fun time. Just like coming back to my place, seeing the delivery notice attached to my door. It's like, alright. Well, I guess I gotta go out to the post office this weekend and pick up all the packages that I wasn't able to pick up during the week. UPS. Yeah. I guess I was lucky that the post office I had to go to was like just within walking distance, so it wasn't too hard to like go there, get my thing, and then go back to my place. But yeah. All right. Wait. Great qualification. You looked good out there. Not many drivers could match. Wait. Is this from Charlton Day again? It is. Is this like Charlton Day's whole shtick? You just copy paste the same message over and over, just like, yeah, you did well. Not many drivers could match that time. No, I really meant it this time. And the other time. But I really, really meant it this time. Alright, well, in any case, we got through about 2 months, right? We're in March now, so we've got plenty more events to go through. Plenty more stuff to do, plenty more things to see. I feel like Year 3 will probably last a while, a lot like Year 2 does. And we'll see where things go from there, right? Company form layout, copy paste, right? Just find replace words as necessary. There's a car setup menu, yeah, there is, but oh wait, I can create a new setup. Yeah, I mean it is a sim game, so probably reasonably expect them to really let you go loose. Look at that. You have a lot of deep factors you can play with here, right? You can change the tire compounds, you can change the pressure, you can change things about the brakes, even the force feedback, and just get a summary of the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, when they said it was Project Cars, and they said it was to be like, you know, the ultimate in like race simulation or whatever tagline they had for this, they weren't kidding. They really got into more detail than I'm guessing a lot of car games did at the time. You know, considering these folks like made the Shift games, probably not too surprising, right? All right. In any case, we've been racing for about 3.5 hours. Made some good progress, and I do have things I want to do tomorrow. So I think I will call it here. Yeah. So, yeah, have a good night. Yes, you have a good night too. Thanks for hanging out this whole time. And thanks to everyone who came by and chatted, hung out, and even if you just lurked. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said on Twitter and several other places, we're back to a full week this week, so we're gonna have 2 more streams this week. Oh man, you're gonna get to see me 2 more times. And the next up is a return to the Outer Worlds. We're gonna finally continue Eridanos after that suspenseful introductory mission. We're finally gonna find out what is behind that murder, or at least we'll make some progress on that. I don't know how long the DLC is. I don't know if we'll finish it then or if we'll take 2 streams, but we'll make some progress for sure. For now, let's look for someone to raid, and I'm gonna go start my other playlist. Some background music. Okay, let's go hunting for target. Oh, but first I should probably disable raids. Like, no one's probably gonna raid me at this time, but I'm always gonna be cautious. You only need it to have it happen to you once, and you're like, all right, maybe I don't want to do it again. Okay, let's see who's on tonight. Looks like someone's ending stream. Probably a league. Then again, I heard they have like a new mode out. Looks awfully a lot like a Horde survival mode, which was interesting. The league take on Horde survival is very fascinating. Dark Souls, Fortnite, more Elden Ring, and Overwatch. I think Overwatch had that Transformers collab come out recently, right? Makes sense. Oh, someone's playing Kingdom Hearts. Oh, still a bit of the first Descendant. Guess being a third-person shooter would just give it a bit more of a longer legs by principle. Final Fantasy 14, I definitely see it too. See if I can find someone on my following list. Oh, snap. Someone's playing 13 Sentinels, but I kind of want to play the game myself, so I'm gonna not get into it. I remember reading somewhere where I think like someone at Vanillaware was saying we're probably not ever going to port games to PC, and they had a reason for it, and I felt like, I don't know. While I might not agree with their reason, I can at least, I guess, get their intent behind it. Bummer it's the case, but I guess that would be the one other reason to go to stick with the consoles, right? So that you can continue playing Vanillaware games, because hey, if it weren't for that, I would never have played fantastic games like Muramasa or Odin Sphere, Lifters. Oh, I heard it was Unicorn Overlord. That was their newest game, and that was like a pretty decent tactics game. I heard the plot wasn't too much to write home about, but gameplay and art, of course, are pretty good. seeing like a handful of Apex Legends streams, and I'm surprised that it seems to still have players. I remember reading recently that they were overhauling their battle passes in a way that did not seem consumer friendly. Like, instead of paying once for a battle pass per season, you're gonna have to pay twice now. They tried to doll it up and make it seem like you're gonna get more out of it, but really, when you did the math, it just all added up to we wanted slightly more money out of everyone. Of course, that's not gonna sit well with people. Also, you can only buy it with like real money. You can't use like the little fun bucks anymore to pick them up, so you can't do that thing you would do before where you could just like get all the premium currency from the current battle pass and use that to pay for the next one. It's a bummer. I've said it before, but I wish I had gotten into Apex when it was like at its peak. Unfortunately, Apex at its peak and me at absolute crater kind of coincided in a way that didn't let me check it out. Well, it's how things go sometimes, right? Can't win them all. Yeah, I have been seeing Zenless Zone Zero extent as well. I'll just like dive into the wide world of VTubers and maybe... Or actually, what if I went to the raid finder? Maybe they can suggest someone for me. Oh hey, they suggested the 13 Sentinels streamer again. Says something that I see some of these folks in, like, oh wow. Actually scrolled past them while I was looking at the tag in general. Oh ha. Suggestions is Saribot. That. You know, one of the quick filters that the raid finder has is can filter for similar or smaller viewership size, which I think is nice. If you're the type of person who gets intimidated by raiding folks with a higher viewership. Same category is nice too. There's only one other person playing Project Cars though. Not surprising, considering you can't get project cars anymore. Ooh, they also have a following filter. I like that one. As everyone else gotta have like tens of viewers though. Is it weird that I feel intimidated by rating someone even with tens of viewers? I mean, you imagine like, you know, the big picture and it's really not that much more, but I don't know. That's me. It's just my brain mind goblins just holding me back, to be honest. I know most people are cool with it. They say they are cool with it, and they usually are cool with it, but still. There's also an events filter. Oh, I see. Then they have on the side, what is the event? What is the occasion? The ones I have are drops enabled or streamerversary. Both worthwhile causes, but... Oh, okay. So here we have sort by. I didn't realize there were sorting options. Go viewers low to high. Oh, okay. Install on like a big old list and I can just go from there. I can enter in tags after effect too. Alright, maybe I can make an informed decision from this. Reload. Oh, it's Kingdom Hearts streamer again. Clash of Clans. The game is still going. I guess as long as people are willing to spend money on it. As long as they come, you can keep building, I suppose. Oh, you know what? I think I might have found someone. Alright. Not raided them for past 30 days, so maybe I'll go say hi to them. Get things set up here. Alright. There we go. Okay. Thanks for sticking around, but now we're going to raid until Lul's time. They are playing Cyberpunk 2077. It's probably a bit of a weird segue, but hey. It's got cars, I guess that's kind of close, right? Okay, raid message. What would a raid message be? Gotta think of something quick. Oh, I know. Since this was the bane of my existence. Just do this. Okay. There we go. You're joining on the raid to give them rainy raid. And if not, have a good rest of your week. I'll see you on Friday for the Outer Worlds. Take care. Yeah, you like that? You like that transition? Ah, God, I'm so excited. You know how I said that, how much I enjoy things falling into place? I feel like things are falling into place here. Also, I really hope that the sound is going through. I muted it on my end so we wouldn't get double audio, but I have to check the VOD to make sure that you can hear it from the other side because it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so cool if it works out. All right, see ya.